The world has been around for billions of years while organisms continue to evolve, adapting to their surroundings. Thousands of magnificent creatures from corners of the earth were discovered and studied by scientists. The vast amount of population fills the biodiversity of our beloved planet, and over time, the world continues to transform, allowing natural selection and environmental changes. Organisms constantly adjust their features, behaviors, and structures to survive. Their adaptation techniques are analyzed carefully.
Scientists are continuously investigating how much their habitats have assisted the growth and potential of each individual. In general, behavioral adaptation is defined as how organisms act, or what an animal does in response to external stimulus in order to survive. Anatomical adaptation refers to the structure, or an organism's physical feature that can be seen on the outer side, keeping them alive. Physiological adaptation involves internal organs like cells and tissues to regulate and maintain homeostasis, responding to the changes in its environment.
What will be more amazing than a fresh and cold lemon tea in a hot summer day? But where do lemons come from and how do they adapt to the environment? Let's check it out! These are lemons. So these yellow and sour fruits are lemon as you know, and this is lemon tree. So lemons or citrus lemon is a species in the Rutaceae family. It is native to Asia. Lemons provides a lot of health benefits. It contains a lot of nutrients and is a key to a healthy diet. Lemons are an interesting source of flavonoids, vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, organic acids, and carotenoids. Lemon structure adaptation. Edible fruit and seeds. By the fruit being edible, it is a way for the tree seeds to get us dispersed. For example, an animal eats a lemon. Then the animal's digestive system digests the lemon, but the seed stays intact. Once the seed passes through the digestive system, it will be released with other fecal matter and be ready for germination. More than likely, the seed will be released back into the environment in a different location than where it was consumed. The second adaptation is scent and nectar of the flower. The scent and nectar of the flowers on the lemon tree attracts insects. Insects are an important key component in the life cycle of the lemon, since they are the main pollinator.
What is that sound? Oh hey there, I'm Dariel the Explorer.
Do you know that one behavioral adaptation house sparrows adopt to survive is by chirping in 5 different ways? The first way is used as an alarm call to alert other birds when a dangerous animal is nearby. However, when another sparrow comes too close to their territory, they chirp aggressively, giving territorial calls. They also give song or courtship calls. The repetitive chirping sounds that act as their song are used primarily by males to claim territory and attract mates. When you hear a much quieter chirp, know that the sound is given off by mated pairs to stay in touch while feeding. These chirps are usually called companion or contact calls. The last call is called the juvenile call. These calls are usually made by young house sparrows by chirping repeatedly with a buzzy call to beg for food. Another behavioral adaptation house sparrows do to survive is by foraging in small flocks. House sparrows avoid predation by foraging in small flocks so that many eyes are watching out for potential predators as they look for food on the ground. On the ground, the house sparrows use a hopping movement to save energy. This is because their light bodies are easy to bounce into the air and they cover much more distance in a single hop than a walking stride from their short legs. Moreover, birds including the house sparrow have evolved a physiological adaptation to flight. The high ventilation rates despite the low levels of carbon dioxide in the blood suggest that neural centers controlling ventilation are less inhibited by low carbon dioxide than in other animals. Birds also have large, thin hearts and lungs that have a high diffusing capacity, as well as muscles that are highly capillarized. These changes provide most birds with exceptional cardiovascular capacities relative to mammals.
I'm Nicole from class 11-3, and today I'm going to explain about the adaptation of a tortoise. This tortoise is an African spread tortoise, also called as the sulcata tortoise. It is a species of tortoise inhabiting the southern edge of the Sahara Desert in Africa, and it is also the third largest species of tortoise in the world. So what makes sulcatan tortoise so unique compared to other organisms? Well, I'm going to discuss about their adaptation. The sulcatan tortoise is basically a desert tank because it is a species of tortoise inhabiting the southern edge of the Sahara Desert in Africa. The desert tortoise's most noticeable adaptation is its shell. Threatened by many predators such as snakes, foxes, badgers, coyotes, eagles, the desert tortoise's shell provides effective protection when he draws in his head and legs. One disadvantage of the sulcatan tortoise's shell is that he finds it difficult to right himself if he turned upside down during courtship fights with other males, sometimes resulting in death from suffocation or exposure. The other structural adaptation is that the tortoise tend to show a leg. Desert tortoise's legs are adapted to help him walk in sand and dig burrows. His hind legs are thick and also stumpy. His front legs are flattened. Both are equipped with sharp claws. The desert tortoise digs burrows with its front legs and often removes the dug sand from the burrow entrance, possibly to help hide his location. Females dig nest holes with their hind legs for laying eggs. Thick legs make walking in sand easier because wide feet help spread body weight evenly. So the sulcatan tortoise has a very unique bladder. For example, if you drink a lot of bottle of water, you're going to need to use the bathroom pretty quickly, and your bladder will fill up and gets full, giving you the urge to relieve yourself. But not in tortoises. The sulcatan tortoise have a special adaptation that allows them to pee less often. Tortoises have a large bladder that can hold more than 40% of its entire body weight in fluids. So most tortoises live in very hot, dry environments like the desert, right? And in these kinds of places, water is very hard to come by. Having a large bladder that can hold a lot of liquid allows the tortoise to stay hydrated. A flaw in the adaptation is that turtles will pee if they get scared. So if you ever found tortoise in the wild, don't pick it up because you would get quite an unpleasant surprise.
Oh, hi. My name is Professor Natasha. And do you know what plant is this? Today, I'm here with my avocado plant. All of you may be wondering, why am I standing here? And why should I learn an avocado plant? Because avocado plant is very unique and has quite interesting features that not all of us may know. Most avocados grow in tropical climates, but some are also capable of growing in temperate climates as well. Oh, by the way, it's so hot out here, right? Do you know why it's so hot? Because the plant needs sunlight. Avocados grow best in sun with unobstructed light for most of the day. They also need good drainage to thrive. Now I'm going to examine each and every part of the avocado plant and explain to you how they adapt in their environment to stay alive. Now I'm going to explain the structural adaptation of the leaves. The avocado plant grows direct to sunlight, and they make necessary structural changes to adapt to that direct sunlight. The leaves at the top of the avocado plant are oriented parallel to the sun's ray, whereas the leaves on the lower branches are perpendicular to the sun's ray. Avocado leaves are large, laminar broadleaf, relative thin, which is less than 400 micrometer, with a single pellucid layer held horizontally. Next is the stem, or we can say bark if it's a tree. The bark of an avocado tree is thick, fleshy, but very brittle and is prone to damage during strong storms. So this must be taken into account when deciding where to plant an avocado tree. You can see this is the stem. The trees like lots of room to grow and prefer to be about 30 feet away from their closest neighbor. Next is the root. The root grows outward from the bark or stem in all directions, as you can see here. This is so because avocado roots need good drainage to prevent becoming waterlogged. The roots help them to get enough nutrition, water, and air. The phloem is located on the outer edge of the avocado tree or plant, underneath the stem. and is constantly moving nutrients from the source. Usually, the soil or the leaves develop avocado fruits. The roots are primarily thin and fibrous feeder roots. They have no thick anchoring taproot. These are likely adaptations to the shallow layer of rich soils in their native rainforest climates, as well as the absence of high winds in the dense forest growth that would necessitate better anchorage. Next is the soil. Avocado plants adapt to well-drained soil, but are also capable of growing in volcanic soil. The soils that the avocado tree tolerate include clay, sand, acidic and alkaline soils, with optimum soil pH around 6.3. High amounts of salt in the area can be detrimental to avocado plants or trees. They prefer full exposure to sunlight, as I said before, or a minimal amount of shade. Annual rainfall of around 50 inches is satisfactory for an avocado. Next is the seed. This is the avocado seed. Do you know that avocados need mammals' intervention for them to spread and evolve? For more than 10,000 years ago, the extinct sloth was one of the few ancient animals that spread the seed by swallowing the avocados as a whole and eliminating its sizable central seed. This allows it to spread and grow more and more. The avocado fruit itself produces ethylene gas. Ethylene is a plant hormone that triggers the ripening process, encouraging the avocado fruit to ripen faster. Avocado contains a fungicidal toxin called persin that is safe for human consumption but dangerous for animals.
No, come. No, wait, hold on.
Are you just going to be sleeping? Or you're not gonna, I don't know, stick around to listen? No? Okay. I will quite prefer if you just sit down here with me to record the video. No? Okay. Okay. Hello everyone, Professor Keira here reporting with my male cat Uki that's sleeping in my very busy female cat Cora. I am very, very excited to share my mind-blowing findings with you today. Cats are well known for their thin mustaches. The 24th ribosay, or as you probably know it, their whiskers. The most recognizable placing is face, but guess what? Some are even found on the lower parts of their legs. Now this is very interesting. You see, there's a part of their brain that processes information from the whiskers, creating a three-dimensional map of its surroundings. I know! Crazy, right? The whiskers pick up tiny vibrations that are created in the environment, and for more accurate measurements, the upper and lower rows of these whiskers will move independently from each other. They help pinpoint prey as well as navigate in the dark, considering that, cats are nocturnal predators. The sense of touch is super critical in cats. The eyebrows, the whiskers, the hair on the cheek, the hair on the top of their ears are all sensitive to vibratory stimulation, as well as their paws, their toes, and the tip of their nose. Scientists have only partially succeeded in understanding this striking feature. Another fact, not a fun one in this case, is that when you cut off the whiskers of the cats, I recommend you don't do so, is that the cats are temporarily incapacitated. Another thing cats do, they're just as well known as well their grooming behavior. You may find yourself a cat that's in a very weird position, like this one. But while humans clean themselves up with showers and napkins, cats use their special textured tongue to do so. The reason why cats get into their very weird yoga positions during grooming is for a lot of reasons, like hygiene, regulating body temperature, cool the temperature down, stimulate circulation, distributing natural skin oil, talk about free skincare, and remove parasites along with their eggs.
It is crazy to think that a lick of the tongue deposits nearly 50% of the fluid on the tongue onto fur, which almost instantly gives off a cooling effect required for regulating body temperature.
Seen from this picture, cats have a special structured tongue. Their tongue is so rough due to the backward-facing spines called papillae. They help the efficiency of each function, like stripping meat from bones to extract maximum nutrition and, grooming. They stay clean to hide their smell from prey. Prey species tend to be on the lookout for danger, obviously, and one smell of the wrong odor can give the cat away. The grooming behavior also helps with detangling fur. They don't have hair straighteners like us humans to fix a bad hair day. They also need to get rid of the food scent after eating to avoid attracting larger predators and redistributing oils produced by the cat's skin, so the fur gets Waterproofed. Cats are able to recreate the sweating process through grooming. See, the saliva from their tongue acts like sweat that cools their body when it evaporates. In extreme weathers, cat will also pant. But that's not really a good sign because that means your cat is overheating and you really shouldn't let your cat overheat. That concludes our project.
There's so much more to organism adaptation and scientists have yet to learn it all.
Yes, so if you think an organism looks weird or acts weird like this fellow over here, that's probably just their unique adaptation feature.
We hope you enjoy our project and learn a lot.
Remember to stay curious and stay safe.
Bye,
Bye guys!